Hey everybody, how's it going? So, the French tanks released today, if you weren't already aware, and I bought my way into them so I could start playing them early and get some gameplay. And I figured today I would show you how some of them play. There's not going to be any gameplay in this video. I'll probably have some out tomorrow, maybe a stream. But I wanted to tell you how, because I've tried to play the main tech tree vehicles as much as I can to avoid playing these so I can really get a feel for the tanks. So I'll let you know what I think of each one. Wrote it down a little bit. So start with the reserve tanks. We got the AMC 34. Now this is not a terrible tank. It's alright. It's probably one of the most played ones I have just because I needed to grind it out, but it's an alright little tank. Gets decent penetration, not great armor. But the reserve tanks don't really have the best armor. But this is the tank that if you want to grind, I would recommend use this one the most until you get some of the other low tiers. The H-35, on the other hand, I hate this tank. It is disgustingly bad. Its armor is alright. I'll say that much. It can bounce some shells, but it only has 2 crew, and pretty much everything can pen your turret and bang, you're dead, or you end up having to wait for your commander to come back because it only has 2 crew members, as you can see here. But the main issue that I have with it, I'll show you. It's this gun. It's a short-barreled gun, and it only fires APCR. And you may say, oh, well, you can get AP. Yeah. Gets 26 mils of pen, so you're not going to kill anything with that. So my recommendation, try to play this as little as you can. On to the FCM-36, the Pyramid tank. So this tank is okay. I wouldn't say it's good. It's got the same gun as the Hotchkiss, so it's fairly weak, but it does get good armor. So if you angle it and play it kind of like the Mouse or the Jumbo, it can do okay. I chose to play this mainly just ignoring the gun entirely and focusing on getting RP by bouncing shells and capping points. And it seemed to work okay until you run up against any tank who knows your weak spot, which it's kind of hard to show, but there's a gap behind this mantlet plate that's only 20 mils thick. Goes right through, bang, kills your commander, you're done. So this one, good armor, but doesn't have the greatest survivability. On to the AA truck. This thing is a load of fun. I did not mean to click test drive there. It's a good little AA. I mean, it's good at shooting down planes. It doesn't have great survivability. I mean, you've got your three Frenchmen out completely exposed, one strafing past, they're done. So you have to really be sneaky about how you play this, and it's not good against tanks either, but it's a good enough thing to have in your lineup at 1.3, so nothing bad to say about that. The AMR is a strange tank. It only has a 25mm gun, but this 25mm gets better pen than any of the other guns at this BR, so I would highly recommend using this. I've only played it a little bit, but from what I have played, it's a very good tank. It's quick, doesn't have a lot of armor, but this gun hits pretty hard with the new AP buff, so good tank. On to the tanks that you'll start to play a lot more. So I did buy the Hotchkiss 39 premium version. This I would recommend if you have the 250 Golden Eagles that it requires to buy from, say you got the B1 Tear or one of the other bundles and you have some left over. It's a good tank to round out a lineup. It gets a better gun than the H-35. It's basically the same tank as the H-39. It just looks a little bit different. So the Hotchkiss 39 and the standard one, they're both good little starter tanks. They're not amazing, but they get decent guns, very good armor if you know how to use it, as long as they don't get in an up tier. So those are pretty good. The R39 I have not played, but from what I can tell, it would play similarly to the Hotchkiss, except it's slower and it doesn't have as good armor, so I would say probably stay away from this one, but I could be wrong as I haven't played it. So the AMC 35. This is a very good tank. This is the first French tank that you can play that gets the spotting mechanic, which is very nice, and it could use to be tweaked a little bit, I think, because this thing has trouble going up hills. I'm not sure if that's actually modeled incorrectly. It's kind of like how the Puma used to be, where you hit a hill and it just kind of doesn't go. But this tank does do its job very well. Stop doing that. It's very quick in a straight line when you get it going. It has a very good 47 millimeter gun, and it can spot tanks. So if you play it as a support role, it can be quite good. So next we got the Samua 35. I have only played this tank a few times as I haven't needed to. I have it in my lineup as sort of a backup, but I can't say anything bad about it. It seems pretty decent. It's got a good gun, 3 crew members, okay armor, not great, but at 2.0, I mean, I think it's about 32 mils of armor on the front, 35, and it's rounded, so if you angle, probably around like something like maybe like this, because if you angle like this, you'll show this portion, but if you angle, you can get pretty decent armor, so not terrible. Onto the B1 Bis. Now, obviously, if you've been playing against France right now, you've seen these. This tank is devastating when you know what you're doing with it. It gets the hull-mounted 75, which this one does not get any horizontal, I don't believe. So one way to defeat this thing is just run circles around it, because it will have to traverse the gun using the tracks to try to shoot you. It gets the main turret, which turns very slowly, but this is what you're going to want to go for your grinding tank for pretty much everything in this general area until you get up to tier 3 or rank 3. So that's pretty much all that I've ground out for today. Obviously the B1 Tear, you can't say enough about this thing. This thing's a beast. It's basically the same as the B1 Bis. It just has these side skirts on it that make it basically just that much stronger. It also gets an extra 10 mils, a little bit of horizontal traverse for the 75, and a little bit more turret armor, I believe. But it's very, very good tank. I would highly recommend, if you want to start playing the French tanks, pick this thing up. It's only, I think, $16, $15, and you get some premium time and some golden eagles. So very, very good tank. So overall, I would say the French low tiers, they're a tough grind. I hated playing them more than I hated playing the low tier Japanese. But once you start getting into the 2.0 lineup, they start to get really, really good, and I am very happy that I got the chance to play them. So just to show you my stats a little bit, the B1 Tear, 5 and 10, and I also shot down a plane, got really lucky there. The H39, I've only played it a few times in realistic, and most of the time it was as a backup, and I just got snapped by a Panzer III or something. The AA, I mean, I haven't really played it that much. Most of the time I use it to kind of flank around, but overall, it's not terrible. I mean, I'm holding 1 and 1 with most of these, but if you do end up playing the French right now, you're going to basically be facing everything besides maybe one nation. That's what I've been getting matched up with, like France and Germany, or France and Russia, and you'll have like one Russian or one French, or one Russian or one German tank on your team. So at times it can be a struggle to win the matches, but you know, you do what you can, and I'm sure within a week or so it'll balance out again. But can't really look right now, but it was ridiculous earlier trying to get matches. So let me know what you guys think of the new French tanks. I'll be sure to be playing them tomorrow as much as I can. Try to get up into rank 3 and let you guys know some more. And I'll try to keep you updated and let you know which tanks are the best, in my opinion, that you can go for. So let me know if you enjoyed this video and what you think of the update. and I'll catch you on the flip side.